what's up? This is Anshuman Datta here from IlluminatiMarketing.com, and today I'm going to be sharing with you an incredible Google AdSense method that is going to make you $150 every day on an average. This is very simple to implement. Anyone can do this, and I'm going to lay out all the steps involved in this process for you so you can implement this right away. So let's go do this. Now, I need to tell you that I have actually broken this down into a couple of videos, so it is easier for me to help you understand everything, and it's also going to be easier for you to grasp everything without information overload. Now, once you are done watching a specific video and you want to go to the next step, all you have to do is click on the link available on top of the video, and that is going to take you to the next step of the process. So let's go hit the road and let's make some money. Alright, so let's get started. Let me show you how this is done. But before I get into the setup process, I want to tell you a little bit about the total amount of time you would be spending in setting up the system, the total costs involved in setting up the system, and also how much money can you realistically make using the system. Well, as far as the total time is concerned, you would not be spending more than 2.5 hours to 3 hours to set up the system in the first place, and maybe around 15 to 20 minutes every day to run the system after you have set it up completely. Yeah, it's more or less going to be an autopilot system, so you don't need to sit in front of your computer throughout the day and run the system. That's a very good news. Now, as far as the total amount of expenses is concerned, you are not going to be spending more than $1 to set up this entire system. Yes, $1. And as far as the earning potential is concerned, well, you see, the highest that I have been able to make using this system using a single website has been $196 and a couple of cents. But the average has been $150. Sometimes it was around $145, it was $157, something like that. So the average is $150, and yeah, that's pretty much about it. You are going to be spending just $1, and you are going to be creating a system that is going to make you $150 on an average every day using Google AdSense or any other CPC network that you have access to. So let's dive in and let me show you how this is done. The first thing that you're going to need here is a domain name. Now, this domain name needs to be neutral. You cannot afford to have a domain name that belongs to a specific industry or maybe looks like it belongs to a specific kind of blog. All right, let me give you an example. abcincorporate.com, abcsolutions.com, abcservices.com, xyzincorporate.com, xyzsolutions.com, something like that. The domain name needs to sound like it belongs to some kind of a company, but you cannot let people know the kind of industry vertical that this company is into. Okay, so get yourself a neutral domain name, and I'll tell you the reason for that later on. But first, you have to get yourself a domain name that is neutral. So get a neutral sounding domain name first, preferably .com. Okay, so get a .com domain name, and if you are on a tight budget, I would advise you to create a new email account and then use GoDaddy coupons, and that way you can get this domain name for just $1. If you don't know how to do that, it's very simple. Simply create a new email address, go to google.com and type in there GoDaddy $1 coupon. And GoDaddy has this promotion running throughout the year, so you would be able to grab a .com domain name for just $1. Very simple. So grab that domain name, and after you have the domain name available with you, the next step is to host that domain name and put up WordPress on it. That's again is very simple. Now, if you don't have a hosting account, you can get yourself a hosting account for super cheap, maybe from HostGator or even GoDaddy. Those are very cheap nowadays. So host your domain name and put up WordPress on that domain name. We are going to be creating a WordPress website, but hey, don't worry. We are not going to be creating a very complex website. I am not going to get into a method where you have to create a very content-rich website and then sit for years to build up some reputation on Google.com and then finally get some traffic. No, that is not the way we are going to be working here. You, matter of fact, don't have to work a lot on creating the content. The content is going to be the least of your worries here. So don't worry about that yet. Just set up your website properly. And after you have hosted and put up WordPress on your website, the next step is to go create a subdomain on your domain name. This subdomain needs to be in the employment and jobs category. For example, if your domain name is xyzincorporate.com, your subdomain could be jobs.xyzincorporate.com or maybe careers.xyzincorporate.com or maybe even careers.abcincorporate.com, something like that. So we are going to be working in the jobs and employment niche, and you need to create a subdomain. I will talk about why you need a subdomain later on, but you have to set up the system first. So create a subdomain that is related to the jobs and employment category. So those are the couple of things that you need to do first. And after you have done this, we are going to go ahead, set up our traffic channel in a very specific way, and then we are going to again come back and set up the website in a very specific way. And I will be talking about the next step of the process in my next video. So the link to that is available right there on the top. Click on that link and you will be taken to the next stage of the process. Thank you. I'll see you in my next video again.